I'm Don Conkey. I'm Don Conkey. I'm Don Conkey. Leave me alone.
Ian Hart, I gotta tell you, he's someone that as soon as he came in, I was like, this is the guy. There was no question, I knew this was the guy.
He's this Scouse guy from Liverpool who is a phenomenal talent, and, you know, he puts in this sort of mushy Burbank accent and inhabits this character with so much life.
We all struggle to stay sane. I'm schizophrenic, so for me, it's harder. I focus on getting the shot. I focus on getting the story. You know, when you spend your time looking at the dark and the dirty underside of our society, that has an effect. He's like a filter, like a little carbon filter.
And he's almost, in a very tweaked way, the moral compass of the show. I mean, because he personalizes and internalizes all that is bad, it gives the audience something to hang on to in a sense of what is right and wrong and what's happening.
I'm so ugly now, aren't I?
No, you're beautiful.
You're perfect.
The way Ian's been portraying Don, it's great because everyone at first thought, like, this is our chance at, like, getting back at the paparazzi, which it's not at all. We're really sort of interested in this world and interested in sort of the complexity of it, and having Don be our sort of paparazzi character in that world, just, you know, you love Don.
Patience, persistence, point of view. 3 P's. Like the 3 R's, but they're P's.
Don Conkey is probably the most likable character on the show, even though he is schizophrenic and has cats roaming around his house.
Dad, I think it's time.
I love the hallucinations. I wish they would confuse the audience more with, like the Andre G.
I'm supposed to take a few pictures of you?
Knock yourself out.
So that he leads us down what we think is happening, then we realize, no, we're seeing it through his eyes. I love that stuff.
Miss me.
The character of Don is just so all over the place, and for good reason. And Ian is just, he's like this ball of just manic energy, just ready to explode at all times.
Okay, if I could just get the Zolodox, the Risperdal, the Zyprexa, and the Ibuprofenol.
We got to take Don on this journey of a relationship, a guy who really can't have a relationship, who meets this dead girl who at first is sort of stalking him.
You know, I think that you're just gonna have to make a choice between Lucy and I.
Don't make me do that. And then eventually becomes his lover and his girlfriend.
Thanks, baby.
Oh, you need a fork.
She is a byproduct of someone getting a story. I mean, yes, she was drug-using, pregnant, kind of a wreck, a starlet, but it manifested itself in Don's guilt. And he created this nurturing, loving, tender relationship to make up for the fact that in some way he feels like a piece of responsibility about her death.
Having a connection to things that aren't alive, including dead people, and the relationship with a dead person could serve all kinds of functions and be imagined to be a real relationship that's not threatening.
It's time for you to go back on your meds.
Then he comes out of that fantasy world for a period of time, and he has episodes where he's much more oriented and much more mentally stable, and he starts to have a relationship with a real woman.
Oh.
He actually has to call Lucy Spiller and ask her to come make sure that she's real and he's not hallucinating her.
Be right back. Very real. I can still smell the patchouli.
I think where the show has its deepest emotional resonance is in the relationship between Lucy and Don. I think that's a very odd relationship.
We had a 3 o'clock appointment. I've been looking for you.
I had to go pee.
Somewhat damaged, really odd characters who really, truly love each other. I think the 2 actors are also really good together.
What else do you need?
A new windshield, tempered glass, and 2 new tires, and little Tristan needs warming.
Hey, sweetheart, I meant to finish the story.
Don is like kind of emotionally reciprocal. When she's having a bad time, he has a bad time. He's just like a little reflection to a degree.
We've got one more shot at this if we're lucky.
Lucy's under a lot of pressure.
Okay, Don, sweetheart, would you look at me? Okay.
And then the more and more her world completely falls in on itself, the less and less able Don is because he needs her to keep some order and regimentation in his life.
Don?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm okay.
Don, are you taking your medication?
People with schizophrenia very typically will stop taking their medication and they get much, much worse.
Don Conkey. You hear about this psycho? Cut off his pinky for a cover shot.
So similarly, schizophrenics can actually feel that the language that they're producing are like things, that words are like things.
No!
I'm sorry?
And so this is probably what was being dramatized and shown by this kind of physical representation of words coming out.
Hey! What are you doing?
Typically, jobs that don't involve a lot of interaction with people are better, and that would actually serve some of the kind of voyeuristic qualities that can also be a part of schizophrenia at times. There can be a real fascination with looking at things and trying to capture things on film or electronic media and such would be very much like a kind of schizophrenic aspect of thinking.
Oh, is little Donnie scared? Little Donnie, little dick?
Please, I don't like you, I like her.
Don, what's going on? I don't understand. Don, what's going on? I don't understand.
Don't make fun of her, please.
That's right, pussy. Beg.
Oh.
Don! It's okay! Don!
You love Don. I mean, he's a great character. You want to see what he's going to do next.
I'm Don Conkey. I'm Don Conkey. I'm Don Conkey. Leave me alone.